tell me you're having the time of your life without telling me that you're having the time of your life. Hi all! First of all, look at these beautiful palm trees. I'm in Colombia, volunteering in Costeño Beach Hostel. I teach yoga in the morning at 7:30 and then till 1 p.m. I work in the bar, in the kitchen. I deliver food to hungry guests, so they love me very much. And I'm just gonna show you in this video what my regular day is like here as a Worldpackers volunteer. Every weekday started with a yoga practice. It was very interesting teaching hostel guests because you get a very diverse group of people. Some are very familiar with the practice and some come in jeans. Some expect it to be a fitness exercise. Connecting to each and every one of them was a challenge. There were a few first-timers too. The practice was free for everyone and a few curious souls took advantage of the situation. I felt a big responsibility to make the practice as authentic as possible because first impression and first teachers matter a lot. I was lucky enough to find an amazing teacher when I first started practicing yoga 6 years ago, and I wanted to potentially reciprocate it back to new students. I really like to come here a little bit early, like 20 minutes early, to practice the flow in my head and meditate a little bit. So this is the place for yoga practice. It's usually very dirty early in the morning. Cleaning ladies will help me to clean this up, and for an hour it will only be available for people who want to practice yoga. Usually half of the group did not speak English, and my biggest challenge was to make everything as clear and easy as possible for everyone. I think I struggled with guided meditation the most. Overall, this teaching experience was amazing. I learned so much about the way I practice, the way people want to practice. Teaching yoga was the greatest yoga lesson I ever received. Also, what can be better than starting a day in this environment? Now that I'm so far away from this place, I struggle to go back to this mental state of mind, honestly. It was just so peaceful waking up every day for this and sharing the practice with other people. It was really, really beautiful. That's when you know that two people live a very different lifestyle. I'm here at 7 a.m. to teach yoga, and my friends just came back from the party. After yoga practice, I would usually have a big breakfast, rest a little bit, change, and get ready for other half of my work day. What I absolutely love about this place is that I have everything that I need here. I don't need to leave this place. I have food. They give me lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. They spoil me so much. I just go to the restaurant, I order some food, I eat my food, and that's it. I don't even need to wash my plates. Like, why? When I go back and I need to cook for myself, I'll be like, hell. And I'll be eating poke bowls every single day. It's so good, so refreshing, so healthy, and most of the ingredients are local. There is the ocean you can swim in. There are the mountains you can hike. There are some things you can play like ping pong, volleyball, cards, Uno, all these kind of games. And on Wednesdays and Fridays we have party going on in the hostel, so it's always fun to just like stay here. I've never been in a party which is 5 minutes away from my bed. It's so good. I can just leave all my stuff in my bed and then go party, then go back to sleep in 5 minutes. God, it's just hot very, very much, and I cut my finger for some reason. I have no idea when the hell this happened. Just now. Okay, so for the second half of my working shift, I simply needed to work in the kitchen or in the bar, whichever place needed me the most. During breakfast time, I was mostly needed in the kitchen, and later in the bar when the sun would get stronger and people craved ice cold beer. I never worked in a restaurant before, and honestly, I learned a lot about how it operates. This is our fridge, as you can tell. Look, they're all baked here. This bread. It's a pretty famous spot in Colombia, so mostly Colombians visited the hostel, which was great. For me, it meant practicing my Spanish, which made me very happy. I had to memorize a whole bunch of new names of the dishes and alcohol labels and all that. I screwed up the ingredients a few times, but nobody cared, especially the guests. Colombians are really nice people, and I mean it 100%. Everyone who works here is a hardworking individual. In their lives, they might have a lot of responsibilities and struggles, but this place is for work and fun for them. Some of them even live here full time. Talking to these people and making strong connections opened up a whole different perspective of how they live and how I live. This 19-year-old boy right here was my favorite person in this place and maybe in entire Colombia. His name is Brian and he's a beautiful soul. Cámara, Jopa. Dar un beso. Kitchen ladies, who were referred to as cocina mamis, were very reserved. They were nice, don't get me wrong, but they saw you as a stranger. You were not one of them. When in the bar, every interaction had a little flirting element to it. It's just their default way of communicating, and you as a foreigner pick it up very fast. Nobody's insulting you or making you uncomfortable or anything like this. It's just the communication is full of flirty, nice smiles and some eyebrow movements. For the last few days though, a couple of cocina mamis taught me how to cook a few meals, and it definitely made me feel like I gained their trust and deserved to be in the kitchen with them. I really cared about this place. I cared about the employees. I cared about the guests. I cared about how we were presented in general. Well, the World Cup started a week ago, so we're watching all the games on a tiny screen. I wish I could say a big screen, but I'm super involved in it. I'm having fun. People are having fun. It reminds me of these beautiful childhood times when I used to watch football with my friends. This place is literally a paradise. So you have ocean right there, you have mountains back there, everything is lush and green and really, really beautiful. However, bugs and mosquitoes and the fear of snakes and crocodiles would not leave me alone. I have bites like everywhere. Look at this. Look. And look at my legs. Just look at this. Look at my poor legs. And the thing is that you can use as many repellents as you want, but after 15 minutes those repellents lose the strength. They don't have any smell anymore because A, it's very humid, and also like you sweat a lot because it's hot, so they still find you and they still bite you, and then I scratch a lot and I bleed and it's horrible. And like I said, there are some really scary wild animals. One of the employees' mother or grandmother got bitten by a snake. So, am I scared? Yeah, very much. Well, at that time when I recorded that video, I thought that mosquitoes were the most horrific things here. But actually something way worse happened to me and I was horrified and scared for my life. So a couple of days ago, I started having crazy hives all over my body and I was covered with bumps. I was so itchy everywhere. I went to scratch my brain and I thought I had some kind of allergic reaction to something. I was taking pills for allergy, but at one night my fingers were like twice as wide and I couldn't feel the tips of my fingers. The next morning at 6 a.m. I went to the doctor and they looked at me. They were like, you don't have an allergic reaction, you have a skin fungi. So apparently I swam in a very contaminated water. There's a river joining this ocean right here, so I guess the river is contaminated. And I don't know how, but the fungi somehow climbed on my skin, or I don't even know how they operate. And this place is warm and extremely humid, so the best environment for them, and then they spread all over my body. But I'm taking the medication now, I'm fine. But again guys, like I try to stay calm, I try to meditate, but like nothing helped. I'm scared of mosquitoes because they carry dengue. I don't know if you know, it's like the craziest disease you can have, and it can be deadly, especially if you get it 2 times. But I read some kind of article that said that in this area only teenagers and kids are in danger of dengue. So I was like, well, I'm not a kid anymore, so I think I'm safe. One thing I'm also pretty scared about are these giant cocos on palm trees. I'm not really sure they're not gonna fall on my stupid head one day. I mean, look, this is the size of my head. Okay, now let me tell you about the best part of this experience. After 1 p.m., I was free to do whatever I wanted, and I mostly hung out with other volunteers and guests who always come and go all the time. There were 7 of us doing more or less the exact same job. At night, it was mostly working in the bar, and party nights were the busiest, as you can imagine. I never experienced that because I had to do the morning shift because of yoga. I think everybody's favorite place to work is the bar, because it's usually a lot of people like coming in, like having these small talks. They're usually happy because they had some alcohol already, or they're just about to have some alcohol. And the bar guys are really fun. They're very sweet. They try their best to teach us how to make cocktails and all that. Every single person in the bar, in the kitchen, in the reception is supportive and nice, and I think they find it entertaining a little bit to have all these people coming and going all the time, all these foreigners with different characters, different personalities, and they have some nicknames for us. For example, Aiden, the Australian guy, his nickname is Kangaroo. And like, I don't know, it's silly, it's funny, kind of stupid, but we all laugh about it, and yeah, it's fun for them, it's fun for us. I got really lucky with this group of volunteers. We were all so very different with very strong personalities, but yet we got along genuinely well. Sometimes I thought we all were very good sitcom characters. Also maybe because we laughed a lot. You have to imagine everyone slept in one small dorm. We always ate together, we played million different games together, walked and talked on the beach, watched sunsets, swam in the ocean, gazed at the full moon for hours, shared our life stories, supported each other when needed. We partied, we drank and laughed a lot. Plus, we rarely left this place. Sometimes it felt like we were this one big family. I miss them very much. Even though I was super excited about traveling to different parts of Colombia, saying goodbye to them was very difficult. You guys know already how much I hate that part. It's Hannah's last day today. Tell us how you feel about leaving this place.
I feel very grateful to have found it.
I obviously follow them on Instagram, and every single one of them is in a different part of the world right now. Maybe we don't talk as much, but it feels nice to still stay somehow connected to them and know where they are. It's just an interesting life we're living. Well, today was my last day at work, and to be honest to you, I do not know how I feel. I know I'm not happy. I know I'm not sad. I'm somewhere in between, and it makes me very confused. The kitchen mommies made me extra food to say goodbye. They asked me all the questions about why I travel, where I'm going next. I realized that for them, I'm this weird person who has this crazy lifestyle, because all of them have 3 kids. They're 2 single moms with 3 kids. Another 21-year-old that has 3 kids. Can you imagine? You come here, a 27-year-old, and you're like, I've been traveling for a year, you know, I'm going to this places next. And it's just, they can't comprehend it really. Anyway, I'm extremely grateful to be here, to have this opportunity to experience this amazing place, connect to these amazing people. I felt so happy in this ocean many times. I felt so happy on the dance floor. I felt so happy during the yoga classes. There's this wild woman inside me that found peace in this wildness, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm also grateful for you that you watched this video. I love you very much, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye. Do I have to say goodbyes?